This is the MeteoMark Weather Show. Weather told through the eyes of Mark here at MeteoMark. Let's take a look at some viewers sent in photos. We're going to start off with Ryan Crawford, where he was at the hang glide competition in early August at Big Spring, Texas. Take a look at some of these nice picturesque photos. Got a very nice wide open landscape. That's the way Texas is. You have nice big wide open landscapes that are filled with, you can see the sky pretty much at all angles. Very easy to detect thunderstorms and whatnot, so if you see a strong storm coming, very nice. But look at some of these photos. You can see some of the rays of sunshine coming down through the clouds here. You can really capture some really nice photos out there in Texas. So if you haven't got out to Texas, I advise you to get out there and enjoy it. And he really captured some really amazing photos here. The light in Texas too, when you get some of those cloud structures, as you can see here, you get some of that orangish and yellowish light, and there's nothing quite like it, really. You have to experience it or see it in a really nice captured photo like this, but there's nothing like going out there and enjoying and seeing the real thing in person. So I advise you to get out there. Big Spring, very beautiful place. Look at this. He ends it off with a nice sunset photo, and you can't beat Texas sunsets, really. So very nice. Thank you, Ryan Crawford, for sending those in. Nice early August here photos. We're moving on to Lucas D. from Linden, Texas. Take a look at some of these photos here. You got some photos by his sister Courtney here. Some of these photos, nice foliage, very nice and lush. Even this time of year, we're up north, we have everything falling to the ground, everything shriveling up and turning brown. Take a look at this. Nice berries still growing and some nice sun shining through what looks like summertime across the area. And of course, we head down to Lucas's photos here, and you got some very interesting thunderstorm photos. These are supercell photos, shelf clouds. Take a look at some of these. This time of year we get the battleground, the baroclinic zone, the change of the seasons. And yes, northeast Texas is a battleground for some of these showers and thunderstorms. So take a look at some of these, and if he ends it off with a very nice sunset. So thank you, Lucas. As I said, Texas sunsets, you can't quite beat them. So very nice. Thank you, Ryan Crawford, and thank you, Lucas and Courtney, for sending all your photos in. Now let's take a look at some of the really quiet weather pattern going on, but before I do, the tropics just don't want to die. Let's take a look at the tropics. We have the L-named storm, Tropical Storm Lorenzo. Wind gusts anywhere from 45 to 55 miles per hour. It's just southeast of Bermuda here, and it's going to continue to move mainly east-northeast. It's caught up in the westerlies, and it will continue to move in that direction, and will continue to weaken as it does so. I don't expect this to become a hurricane or anything major in the long run. So that does it for the tropics. Let's take a look at precipitation amounts. Not much to talk about here. Look at this. Nothing from the Mississippi River on westward pretty much. And look at this. Even here in the east, maybe a little around the edges up here in northern New England, southeastern Florida. That's really it. And most of the action will be southeast of all the Great Lakes, and I'll explain why. Here's why. We got that trough here in the east. We'll have Alberta Clipper-style systems pinwheeling around this low-pressure system up in southeast Canada that's digging the trough out. As I said, no major accumulations expected and no major weather systems expected. This is just your typical early fall, mid-fall type pattern. So continue to watch this here in the northeast. Some areas could see some accumulations, especially in the higher elevations, but we're not looking at an all-time snowstorm. If you take a look at that, that's pretty much all we got going on across much of the nation at this time. That system, those patterns will continue through early next week, but then we start to get a little bit of change come 2 weeks from now, and I'll explain that later on this week and early next week. That's going to do it here at MeteoMark. Don't forget to like me on Facebook at MeteoMark, subscribe to me on YouTube at MeteoMark.com. Here's a 5-day outlook for my hometown viewers from Binghamton to Elmira and the northern tier counties of Pennsylvania, Susquehanna region. Look at this. We got starting off with highs in the 40s, lows in the 30s. Each night it will get down to about the low to mid 30s. Some areas still haven't seen a frost yet, but as we progress towards the weekend here, we do see some areas of scattered rain and snow showers, but no accumulation expected. We get towards the weekend, it starts to get a little bit nice here, so not enough to really want to get out there and enjoy it. Maybe Sunday, it gets up towards the 50s again, but then I'll give you a hint. By the middle of next week, we could be seeing highs in the upper 50s to near 60 again as the pattern starts to shift a little bit. But don't get used to it, because winter is right around the corner. That's going to do it here at MeteoMark.